Well, Chief Meteorologist Matt Zaffino joins us now. Matt, some concerning research there ahead of wildfire season.
Yeah, really eye-opening. And anybody who was here during 2020 remembers how thick that smoke was and how nasty it was just to be outside. And we are seeing changes in the number of what we call fire weather days. Those are days where it's hot, it's windy, and it's dry, or a certain combination of those three weather factors that lead to days where fire behavior is likely to be more erratic, and then you're likely to just get wildfires growing in size. Now, if we zoom in on this, in Oregon, we're not faring too badly in Western Oregon, only a couple days more compared to back in 1973, but much of the West seeing double-digit changes in the number of fire weather days as our climate continues to change, especially the desert Southwest down into Texas and the deserts of California too. So that's one thing that's happening. We're seeing more days that are susceptible to fire growth because of the hot, dry, and occasionally windy weather. We're also seeing more days in spring right here in Portland. This is put together by our friends at Climate Central that are above average. Now, if you think about this for perspective, you go through any given season, you're going to have a number of days that are above average, a number of days that are below average. And if things were to work out statistically, you'd get half and half of each, right? But back in 1970, we had roughly 20, 30, 35 days of above average days in spring, right? You'd figure you got about 90 spring days over a 3-month period. If you average this out, that's what this black line is. We've seen an increase in the number of days in spring that are above average in temperature here in Portland by 2 weeks. That's 14 days. So that's a lot of days where we're seeing above average temperatures. How have we fared so far this spring? Well, look at this. Don't worry about the numbers. I know that can be a little bit much to take in. But just look at the colors. The red boxes, Blair, are days where we had above average temperatures. Blue are days where we had below average temperatures. 21 of the 30 days in April, we had above average temperatures. What about May so far? 8 of our first 12 days of May, we've had above average temperatures, several of them well above average. So if you add together April and our first 12 days of May, we're running at about 70% of our days being above average. That, of course, is a lot more than what you would expect statistically. So it's the deck is just stacked towards above average temperatures. And as we look at our forecast, May, June, July from the Climate Prediction Center, the outlook is for better than average chances of above average temperatures throughout the West, including most of Oregon. So
quick question here, Matt.
Yes,
so above average temperatures, does that mean it's a higher risk of wildfires, or is there other factors that have to contribute to being more at risk for wildfire? Is it just the temperature?
No, there are absolutely other factors that factor in. In fact, that first graphic I showed of the increase in fire weather days, they looked at a combination of days that had above average temperatures, days that had below average humidity, and days with above average wind. That's what we consider a fire weather day. So just because you have, it's a great point, just because you have above average temperatures doesn't mean you're going to have more fire days, but it does mean that fires have a better and easier chance of starting and sustaining themselves and growing and becoming the big conflagrations that have really decimated parts of our state over the last 5 to 10 years. So all of this is to say that weather has a big impact, and we're seeing way more days with above average temperatures as compared to below average temperatures. If I was here showing you maps showing, hey, look at all the below average temperature days we've had, then we'd be talking about a different thing, but we're just not seeing that.
All right, Matt, thanks so much.
You bet.